great. All go, no wait. Champion, no debate. First place, go play.
What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Humble Greatness in the building. Man, I'm excited. I got two special guests with me. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Go ahead.
It's Devon in the building.
All right, Devon.
How's it going, man? This is Carlos.
Carlos, man. I'm excited about this conversation. We are going to be talking about small businesses.
Oh, yeah.
In Wichita, Kansas. So, I'm going to go with the man in the middle first. I got to hear some stuff, man. So, let me just tell you the quick backstory. This lovely gentleman here, I came home and my wife hired him to clean some leaves out of the yard. When I tell you he was cleaning leaves out of the yard, he had like 10, 12, 15 like trash can bags of leaves. That's a lot of work.
That's hard work right there.
That's
man.
not for me, you know. That's not. I'm out. I'm out on that. So I was like, man. So he did it twice. So I said, man, I need you on a podcast. And then this gentleman here, man, I just recently met him like 15 minutes ago on Facebook.
Yep.
Right. I put up a post and he was tagged in a post. So I reached out and he's here. So we're going to start off with you in the middle, man. How'd you get started in this yard work business? Talk to me about it.
So, I actually did some stuff back in the day with my grandpa before he passed. And
Okay.
it was a little
How
stuff
old are
like-
you when this happened?
I was probably like 16 when I first started doing little handyman jobs.
Okay. How old are you now?
27.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
I didn't do too much. I watched him mostly. I did like the cleanup stuff, you know.
Absolutely.
They don't want you doing too much, mess up their jobs. But now I'm actually getting more into it. I actually remodeled my whole bathroom. That was my first like big project by myself.
So you do remodeling work too?
Yeah, I'm trying to do everything.
Like you trying to do
of
it all.
everything.
Yeah, come on.
But I actually got started with landscaping.
Okay.
I got a text message from a lady, and she needed her grandmother's grass cut, and so I was like, all right, I got you. And right after I got her yard cut, sweet old lady, she sent me to her neighbor's house. Like she sat outside and was like, go over there and get that yard. And so I went over there, talked to them, got them. After that, it was every other week. Slowly started getting more. Then I met this gentleman named Chris. And after I met Chris, it slowly started going crazy.
Yo, shout out to Chris.
I'm telling you, shout out
Chris
to
has all the plugs.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why we hired you too, because if you know Chris and you know how he runs business and him being a man of his word, like he's not gonna recommend anybody who's bummy or off their game. He's not going to do that. So yeah, once you get that recommendation, you in there.
And I will say I messed up the first time I did his yard. I was supposed to just weed eat this stuff. I actually cut his grass too low. So sorry, Chris, still on that one. But
We love you, Chris.
yeah, we do.
Okay, I'm gonna pass the torch over to this gentleman right here.
Yes,
so
sir.
man, you can probably say some words that I don't even know what they mean. You know
I
what
don't
I
know
mean?
about that, no.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to joint wellness and all that stuff, there's a lot going on. So
Yeah.
go ahead, man. How'd you get started?
Yeah, for sure, man. So it kind of to give you a little background, I was in nurse practitioner school, and throughout nurse practitioner school, I was very active, lifting weights, healthy as can be, looked good.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated, I kind of started noticing things were a little off for me, So
What do you mean?
like just tired. A week would go by, I wouldn't hit the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Pretty soon it turned from a week to a month to
Yeah.
a year without.
I know how it is, man. The
Oh,
gym
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah. So that's when I just didn't know what was going on. Started even going through a little depression myself. You know?
Absolutely.
So I went and went to a local clinic where I'm from, Omaha, Nebraska,
Okay.
and got checked out. And they checked all my blab work, and they're telling me like, hey man, you're low on testosterone. That's why
Yeah,
you're feeling the way
absolutely.
you're feeling. So got started on treatment, and I mean it was crazy. Within a couple months, I was active. Had energy.
Back to your old
motivation,
self.
Back to my old self.
Absolutely.
Man. So that's what kind of triggered all this. So kind of fast forward, met Melissa.
Yep.
Melissa.
Yep.
And we were working at a clinic, and we were helping guys out, and guys were feeling great. Just felt awesome to help people or guys. And then that's when we started noticing, like, hey, you know what? We're making all these guys feel good. What about the women, man? It's just as important.
Absolutely.
So that's where we got together and kind of created this clinic. And then my fiance is also, our partner. So
Yeah.
she takes care of more of the aesthetic side of things, with
Absolutely.
skincare. So yeah, that's kind of how it all started, man.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like when you say open up a clinic, I'm thinking like you need a whole bunch of money to do this.
Yeah, no, you'll be surprised, man. Not a ton. It just depends how big you want to go with it. And
Absolutely.
I think that was kind of the thing that kept me from doing this for a long time, because that was always been my dream. You know, when I went to school, I was like, you know what, I eventually want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of all fell into place. I moved here to Kansas. When I moved here,
When did you move here?
so I moved here a year, almost 2 years ago. I'd say about
Oh
a year and a
wow.
half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2021.
Yeah. I think
Somewhere
so.
in that ballpark?
Somewhere in
Okay.
there. Yep. And so at that time, I think Kansas was still not what we consider a full practice state or full authority state.
I don't know what we are, man.
Yeah.
We a lot of things. I don't know. What
Right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, working here, and then we got news that, hey, Kansas just became a full authority state for nurse practitioners, which means that now nurse practitioners don't have to work under a doctor.
I got you.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I
now
understand that.
they can open up, your own clinic, and that's kind of where the ball got rolling, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy, and yeah, but just kind of going through the process,
Yeah.
it's not as expensive as people think it is.
Yeah.
It's just, unless you want something bougie, yeah, you're gonna spend.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
right.
Top tier, top of the line. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think depending on how crazy you want to go with it. Honestly, anywhere from 60,000 to 100,000. Which seems like a lot of money, and when you think about it, but really, saving up over time.
Yeah.
Getting
I like that.
a small business loan.
How old are you right now?
I'm 33
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
relatively all the same age, kind of
Yeah.
same ballpark.
for sure.
All right, I'm gonna pass the torch back to you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Man, he said he ready. All right. So, are you gonna? Do you do remodeling too?
Yes.
Like, let me ask you a better question. You said you remodeled your bathroom, right?
Yes.
Do you remodel for other people as well?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to do my house first before I go out there.
Absolutely.
Just in case I mess up, I can fix it before I come out to do your guys' house. So
Yeah, for
I ain't
sure.
trying to mess nobody's stuff up. Gotta have good what's it called?
Results.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
it.
Because I need my bathroom remodeled, so I'm just letting you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I might have to spend some money. But how did you? I understand like kind of your background and stuff, but what made you want to? Why the lawn business starting out?
Honestly, it's the first door that opened, so I just jumped right in.
Okay.
I've been wanting to do this since middle school. Like it was either this or a cop, and the cop kind of just flew out the window as I got older.
It is a lot going on.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
I understand
but
that.
the business always stuck to it. Like I even took business classes in school, made up a business with.
Okay.
Like my father gave me a name, so I kind of took it. It was like Busy Bees, but I found out that that's actually a daycare here, so I was like, I can't take
it
that
is.
name.
It
So I
is.
was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make something else myself. And
Okay.
I love monkeys, so I was like, I'm gonna put a monkey on there. And the reason why it's Gorillo is I have sometimes I have problems spelling, and that's how I spelt it to my artist. Shout out to Jack Lynch.
Yeah, I got you.
Dope artist in Wichita. But he customized my logo and everything. He sent me it back. I was like, wait, it don't look right. And he was like, wait, that's how you spelled it. I was like, well, we gonna keep it.
We're just gonna keep it
looks
like
different,
that.
so I like it.
Okay, cool, man. That's awesome. So, how long were you in school for? Did you go to college? Did you graduate high school?
Yeah, I graduated high school and
Okay.
that was it. I wanted to go to college, but I wanted to play football, and I have a back problem, so I had to stop playing football my junior year.
You have to tell me
Junior
what
year,
happened.
8th grade, playing Oklahoma Cowboys.
He still remembers it
I'm
like
telling
it was
you,
yesterday. Come
Telling
on.
you, I was a running back, and I ran up the middle. Dude came from the left. I tried to stiff arm him, went under my arm, hit me,
Yeah.
hit my ribs, and I went up this way, and another dude hit me on the other side and tore my ribs up. And I'm still dealing with it to this day, on top of the little car crash I had. Man.
So,
yeah.
so what's up with the car crash?
All right, so
What's up, man? What happened? When was this, first of all?
all right, so everything I'm about to tell you happened here in the last 6 months.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay. I'm
First
here for it.
was Amazon. I worked at Amazon and Pizza Hut. And they wear like harnesses at Amazon, and the harness was digging into my shoulder, and it just wasn't cutting it for me. So they sent me on this like leave without pay, and
Okay.
I was doing physical therapy, and they told me my ribs was messed up, which I already knew. But they told me wearing that, it was making
Yeah.
it worse.
Absolutely.
And that's why I was feeling like the way I was.
Okay.
Well, literally a week later, I got into a bad car crash, and
How bad is bad? Like totaled out car, airbags,
totaled.
all of that.
no airbags, totaled the
loss?
car.
Yep.
It was an old school van, like one of them big old vans that hit me, and I was in like a Jeep Compass, so it wasn't too pretty. He hit the front side, the driver's side door, and the little fender piece right there, tore it up, and the only thing I remember is me sitting on top of the middle console. That's the last thing I remember. Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you go to the hospital?
Nah, I didn't go because I wasn't like feeling it
Yeah.
until the next day, and I went to physical therapy, and there's like, well, we can't
The day
help you.
after.
So they sent me to a whole new place.
Yep.
And I've been there ever since, getting shots in my back, and it's been crazy.
So do you still do back therapy stuff like today, like right now?
I was actually there this morning.
No way. How many times a week?
I go 2 times and see 3 different people. But the way I work, you wouldn't even be able to tell.
Come on, man. Yeah, I can't tell. Wow.
And then after that, literally 2 days after that, the car crash, our house caught fire, and we lost everything. Luckily, me and my kids and my mother, my wife and my daughter was actually on the cruise, but the rest of us was in the house. We all made it out safe. I got my dogs out, but in this short time, they actually both passed away.
Yo, do you read the Bible? Have you ever read the story of Job?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounds like a Job story. You know a little bit about that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Went to
when he
Catholic
just
school,
he
so.
he lost everything and like just things just kept happening to him.
It's nonstop right now. But I know eventually it's gonna stop and turn around. I just gotta keep my head up.
Absolutely.
I can't lie. It's definitely hard.
Okay.
But the funny story is, I feel like Friday because this whole time while I got hurt from both jobs, I got fired from both jobs too. And then
You're still here.
The crazy part is, one job hired me back. I can't say the name, but they hired me back at $7.25, the lowest paying worker at their job. But I can tell you right now, I outwork everybody, and I'm still hurt.
Yeah, that don't surprise me, man, because I know your work. What I've seen is it's incredible, man. Like huge deal. So I'm gonna pass the torch to you. That's wild, by the way.
That's crazy.
Bro,
Man.
it's been
Can't
it's been
make
a
that up.
struggle, man.
Yeah,
You
man, it's
can't-
a
you
lot.
can't.
It's a lot. Your schooling,
Yeah.
man. You were in school for a long time, I assume.
Yeah.
Come
it
on,
was
tell me.
A few years, man. No. So to become a nurse practitioner, first you got to be a nurse. So that was 4 years to get my bachelor's in nursing.
Where'd you go to school at?
So in Nebraska.
In
So,
Nebraska?
Yep,
Okay.
the University of Nebraska.
Sweet.
Medical Center. Yep. And then after that, technically, depending on what school you go to, they usually want you to have some type of experience before you apply.
Absolutely.
So I worked about 3 years and then went back, and then it was 2.5 years of nurse practitioner school.
Golly, man.
Yeah. So about
That's a lot of
6.5
school.
years. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is what you said you pretty much always wanted to do.
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. I actually wanted to be a dentist before I became a nurse practitioner, but in school I got discouraged by my advisor. Pretty much told me like, hey, I don't know if you're going to make it. I think you should have a backup
Why's that?
plan. I don't know. I had a 3.9 GPA all through my college career, so
What?
yeah, man, I got like super discouraged because my parents, they don't study. They don't, they don't have money. My dad works for a railroad, so
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So, when I heard that, it was just really kind of shocking because I thought an advisor was supposed to be there to like motivate you, to help you. Instead, he discouraged me. So I'm like, crap, I can't wait. I can't waste 4 years of school for not to get accepted to dental school.
Absolutely.
So that's where a good friend of mine from high school, she was already in the nursing program at the time, and she was like, hey, you know what? I think you should consider nursing, man. You're nice. You know how to talk to people. You should consider it. So the deadline, I think, was like, I can't remember. It was like sometime in July. And I think I I finished school in May, was back home for the summer. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to apply. If I get accepted in nursing,
I get it, cool.
If I get accepted in nursing school, that's cool. If not, it is what it is.
I heard getting in's pretty tedious.
It is, man. It's a long process.
You have to take a test.
No, thankfully no, but
Okay.
it's a big application. And then from there, depending on some schools, my school thankfully didn't have an interview process, but some do. And but
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And then my school at UNMC, they only accept. I think my class was 30, so out of 30 students, I was a fortunate one to get in. Yeah,
They only choose how many? One?
only 30 students per year.
Oh, they only do 30 students per year. How
Yeah.
many students do you?
I mean, there's probably hundreds of students that apply.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's crazy, man. Yeah. So like I said, I was lucky. So I don't know if you call it fate or
Yeah,
it was
come on,
it was
man.
destiny.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, and that's how I got into nursing, man. And then from there, I always had the like for me, I always wanted to be either a doctor or a dentist. Be kind of in charge, I guess you could say,
Absolutely.
of a patient's medical care. So then at the time I had no idea that you could be more than just a nurse. And that's when in school I figured out, hey, you can become a nurse anesthetist or a nurse practitioner, and so that was kind of my next goal. I was like, all right, once I finish, that's the next goal, man, to be a nurse practitioner, and that's kind of how it all started.
So what's the ultimate goal for you?
Yeah, so I think right now, honestly, the clinic is the ultimate goal, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Sweet.
that's kind of what I've been working since. I guess since I graduated high school, man. I like I said, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to have my own business.
Absolutely.
And do my own thing. And, I was very fortunate to, find Melissa. I can't take all credit myself, because
sure.
if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have had the money to start it. So,
Yeah, come on.
yes. Yeah. So I got to give a shout out to her. But yeah, I would say, from here, I think, I guess, I'm a strong believer in life. You just have to set goals to keep you motivated, to keep you
Absolutely.
going.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
My goal of having my own clinic or my own business, check that off. Now the next one is hopefully maybe in a couple years have a second location.
Yeah.
And just keep growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about you? What's the ultimate goal?
Taking over Wichita for real.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love small business owners in Wichita because I always tell y'all, man, if you can do it here, you can do it anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere. So seeing people successful here, and to the audience who's watching, like, you just have to start, man.
You do.
You just have to just start. There's so many people that have stuff inside of them, goals, dreams, all of that, and they scared to start.
You holding yourself back.
Yeah. No, and I think it's cool, just minority starting business,
Absolutely.
because I think that's one thing that I've been, always, trying to do things to let people know that there's more that you can do. You don't have to be just a construction worker, anything, there's more to it, not that there's anything wrong with any of that, but I feel like sometimes we let, our,
The limits.
limits. Yeah. We figure like we're limited, or, just because our parents couldn't do it means we can't do it, but it's not true at all, man. Like look at me, man. I'm a nobody, and, and
That's how I feel. Man, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too. So my little quick backstory, I graduated high school in Atlanta, Georgia, right? And then I came out here to a small college called Bethel in Newton, which is about 30 miles from here, because I wanted to play football with my older brother. I have an older brother who I'm super close to. So we ended up playing football in college together for a year. He was a senior, I was a freshman. And then he stayed a couple more years and did some coaching, right? And then now he's a teacher in Dallas. So, but man, it's crazy. Even like today when I tell people what I do, they're like, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm in the entertainment business full time, and I record, mostly hip hop. I record rappers for a living in Wichita, Kansas. Like, what? What I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so, but it was always something that, I wanted to do. It was always in me. I was young, throwing parties, throwing shows when I was young. I was always trying to figure out what is behind the scenes in the entertainment business. And so when I was younger and I found out what was really behind the scenes, and there's a whole bunch of janky people in the entertainment business, right? I said, you know what? I want to do the same thing, but I want to be the guy who's reliable at doing it, So here in Kansas is where it happens for me. But if somebody would have came to me when I was younger and been like, I've seen your future, you're going to do this in Wichita, Kansas, I would have laughed at them and been like, nah, you have the wrong guy, right?
Oh yeah.
But man, those sleepless nights, right? You're in bed and you're just like, man, I think I can make this happen. I think I can do this. You start getting some goals, and like you said, just start hitting little goals, and then that momentum goes, man, and now you're off, and who knows what tomorrow has, man. It's
Never know.
Yep.
the best decision I ever made, man. Just put the chips in on yourself, man, and go get it and go do it.
Different.
For sure.
It's definitely different.
So are you looking to get a crew?
Eventually, I want to.
Okay.
Got to start from the bottom. So
Absolutely.
It's just me, myself right now. But once I get going, hopefully I can get a couple people out there.
And then what about you? How many people do you guys have in your business?
Yeah. So right now it's let's see here. It's me, Melissa, my fiance Jessica, and then Chris. He's a medical assistant that's helping us. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's a really good friend of mine. So,
So how big is you guys' center? What is the name of it?
oh yeah, it's Empowering Wellness.
Empowering Wellness.
Yep. We're over there off of McLean Boulevard.
Okay.
Yep. And,
Wichita?
Wichita. Yeah,
In
Wichita.
Wichita,
Yeah,
okay.
Wichita. Yep. So kind of close to here, actually. Kind
Sweet.
of downtownish area.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So the clinic, I mean, it's not terribly. It's we got 5 patient rooms.
Okay.
And then we got the lobby. Beautiful view, which is really, we got lucky on that part. So we
Come on now.
see that
Yeah.
riverfront view. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we got pretty fortunate, man. We pretty lucky with the spot.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And then for you, for the lawn business, equipment is huge, and then having a truck is huge too. I know them truck payments is
I
something.
definitely started with an old school truck. I still got it. Shout out to my homie Jose. He gave me a little loan.
Shout out,
to
Jose.
get, my truck.
Okay.
And then I bought a lawnmower because obviously I got the call about the lawn. So I
Mm-hmm.
went out and got a lawnmower, which it didn't have a bag. So my first few times cutting, when I tell you it was extra work, it was extra work.
Yeah.
Like I had to
It's
cut
all
it,
over the place.
and then I had to rake it all
Yeah.
up to throw it away. So, but now I got a bag, so it's definitely better. But the goal is a riding lawnmower, which is
Absolutely.
coming. I just gotta get this truck fixed. So
Yeah.
we definitely gonna get it going.
Man, dude, like, man, I wish like what's going through my head right now. So I really don't know how to put into words. Like, just do it. If you're watching this and you can't go to sleep at night because you have an idea or something like that, I don't care what your friends say, what your family says, none of that. Because I remember when I first started this music career, and I told my parents I wanted to do this, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, nah, man, but it's in me. Like, this
You're
is what
gonna
I
get
want to
those
do.
looks. You definitely will.
Yeah.
Right. And just really getting it done. I came from the restaurant business and the car business as well. So definitely, man, I love the restaurant business because you meet so many people, man. It's so great. You just meet people, talk to them, they become regulars, and man, you just meet people that do so many different things. And I think that's one of the, I guess you could say, the catapults to my brain working was, just meeting people and be like, hey, what do you do? And they're like, I do this. I'm like, for real? Oh, okay. It's kind of like when you watch, if you watch those housing shows, and they'll be like, oh, the husband does this, the wife does this. And you're like, how do they even make money? And their budget is like $500,000, $750,000 on the house. And you're like, how?
Yes.
Yeah.
But my dad had told me something before. He took a mechanical pencil. And he said, you know what? There's so many components to this pencil. There's a little spring that you hit and the lead comes out. There's the lead. There's the eraser. He's like, companies make millions of dollars doing anything to this pencil. There's a company right now making $1 million making erasers for pencils. There's a company right now, that little spring, they're making millions of dollars off of that little spring. So he's like, you could literally just do anything that you have, your mindset on.
Yes.
And it's crazy. So are we staying in Wichita?
Yeah. Yep. I think so, man. Yeah. I really don't have any big plans to move anytime soon.
Do you have kids?
I don't. Not yet.
Okay. Gotcha. What about you?
I'm definitely staying Wichita's home. So
Okay. Do you have
trying to
kids?
take over. Yeah, I got 4 kids.
Okay. Yeah. So we got a little army building up. Okay.
Yeah, 12's the goal.
For real.
Yeah, I want to adopt 2 though. Not
Oh,
all
wow.
12,
Okay.
but
I got to give you a reality show. All right. For sure. That's awesome, man.
That's been the goal since I was little. Ever
You want a
since
big
I seen
family.
Cheaper by the Dozen. That's what it is. Cheaper by the Dozen.
Shout out to Cheaper by the Dozen. Man, that's awesome, man. Thank you guys for getting on here and just being open and honest with your business. Down below, do you have Instagram?
No, I got Facebook.
But do you have Instagram as far as like does your business have an Instagram?
Oh no, not yet, man. We're working on it.
Okay, cool. And then you have an Instagram?
Yeah, you can look, or not Instagram. I got a Facebook. It's
Okay.
Gorilla.
Down below, what I'll do at the bottom is I'll just have their Facebooks.
Yeah.
People. So if people have questions, they can go ahead and contact you guys. Do you guys have any other questions or anything else?
No, man. Thank you for having us, for real.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you,
guys for coming through, especially you, man, on such late notice.
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you. You let me hop on here and,
Yeah,
hopefully
absolutely.
help some people that need help, man.
Man, if you guys have anything or need anything or have any questions, all the social medias will be down here. Man, just send us a message. We're just normal people trying to make it all make sense.
Man,
Yes, sir. Yep.
that's it.
All right, you guys take care. Thank you for rocking with us.
Thank,
Thank
you.
you.